I'm gonna go in 3, 2, and 1. But there's still rumor mills all around St. John's Road that the current executive have all tendered their resignation. Can this be confirmed?
Everyone except for one individual has pretty much tendered their resignation.
What brought this about?
I had called a special general meeting last week for the purpose of adopting our new constitution, bylaws, and standing orders. We didn't get a quorum, so we had a discussion. I opened up the floor. In a general way, the floor was opened up so that members could speak. There was maybe about 13, 15 members there, and they expressed some dissatisfaction with. I'm not gonna say the other executive, but with me as president. But their main concern was that they didn't see me enough at the club. The bar is never open, and that for me that seemed to be their main gripes. They asked us to resign.
Recently, going to get renew the liquor license. The liquor license board, all the clubs have to go there. There were some challenges of clubs, and your club was one of those clubs challenged for a length of period of time. What were some of the things that was discussed in that you had to sort of take into consideration for the day-to-day operation of the Western Star Sports Club?
Oh, you didn't know the half of it, man. I tell you, these folks. For them, it's just a matter of coming to a bar and having a drink. Obtaining a liquor license is very in-depth. And I would imagine that there was a time when you could just write to the liquor license and, quote-unquote, get your license renewed. It's not like that anymore. The social climate in Bermuda has drastically changed, as we all know. And the liquor license has been cracking down on, not just on clubs, but on establishments overall. I can tell you stories from sitting in there, but it's not appropriate for this time. But I can tell you stories about the way that businesses and not just clubs, but other organizations have been treated. When I say been treated, I'm saying it in a respectful way, because the liquor license authority is basically saying to people, these are your rules and these are your regulations, and you got to pull them in line. Now, what happened with our liquor license? As you can imagine, I think that one of the reasons why we were pulled in is, as you remember, we had a murder at the club, and that was one of the reasons why we were pulled in. See, what these guys and I support what they're doing. I might not have any gripes against the liquor license authority. What they're actually doing is they're actually saying to people, listen, these are rules, and you must follow these rules. Now, in our case, we did have this murder, unfortunately, at the club, and we had to come in to speak to them about that, because obviously our bar was open and they want to know what actually took place. So I had to do that. That was the first time I went, and then I was summoned again. And the second time I went, I was there for over an hour, man. I was like, if I could put it this way, I was on the stand for close to or over an hour. And they were, asking me a whole lot of questions about the club, about the bar, and just about the club generally, all that sort of stuff, and people just don't know the half of it. And the thing is this: that once your license expires, it's quite obviously you can't operate until you get another one. So it's not on me to determine when I get the license. So it's up to the liquor's license authority to either grant it or deny it. So I was there for over an hour, man, and I could tell you, whilst I enjoyed the dialogue with them, it was rough. It was rough, to know that, you have to go there on behalf of members to have discussion about what takes place at the club.
So what next for the Western Star Sports Club? What's next for you? What's next?
What's next for me? Well, What's next? When you say what's next, you mean what am I going to do from her?
Yeah. What's next for Willis Deal, who's now not who will tomorrow hand over the role of president to someone else?
Okay. What's next for me? Well, there is something that I've been toying with to do with the club, which I think I'm still going to fulfill that. I'm going to do that because it's something that the club needs and it's very important. So I'm going to do that. And then the other thing, I've already been approached by a national association to do some work, with them. There was something that I had a conversation about during my presidency, and a discussion was held about to bring all this stuff in line. And so I'm going to be assisting probably one of the national associations about football. To get some things sorted out. Yeah.
What do you think? Where do you think Western Star Sports Club goes from here? Because hearing you still want to be involved, but where do you think the club goes from here?
Well, let me correct you on that one. My involvement will be very limited. Here's the thing, Earl. People need to understand that running a club is not I kind of want to say an easy thing, but there's a lot of stuff that takes place in running a club. The bar is one thing. What? One of the things that came to me as I reflected on that particular meeting, I don't recall anybody talking about the programs of the club. And so if they're more concerned about the bar more than the programs, then they can have it. Because for me, I think the programs are the most important things. And, we have probably one of the better football programs, I think we do, in the country. And we've had that for quite some time. And I'm talking about from the PBs right on up to the seniors. And our cricket program, which was one of my mandates when I was elected president, was to try and get the cricket program up and running, and that the senior man is doing quite good, and our youth teams are doing quite good. So, I mean, what am I going to be doing? Well, I'm going to have a lot of free time to cut grass at home now.